Did you ever want to go ghost town hunting? That's what we're going to do today. We are headed to a place called Gold Point, Nevada. So I'm going to take you along with me. So you don't want to miss out. You're going to see some good stuff today. So let's go. So, when I say ghost town hunting, I use the term loosely because this one's really on the map. You can actually find it yourself. You don't really have to go digging around. It's a few miles off the main road, off the main beaten path. But we're going to take a poke around. Stick around on the channel right now, and we're going to show you some interesting points of interest. Some cool stuff, basically. So this is the old mill here. So, back in the day, I think it was like the 1880s when they actually started mining out here. And the Gold Point obviously got its name from the gold they were digging out of the hills here. But this is where they would process, and that's the mill right there. So right now, only about 7 people live here in Gold Point. I mean, think about it. 100 years ago, thousands of people lived here, and there was encampments everywhere, and this was a burgeoning and a blossoming town, and right now it's just a sleepy little ghost town. Now, I would call this a legitimate ghost town. I mean, even though 7 people do live here, not much really going on. So we're going to check out this house over here. This is a typical house you may have found, in the early 1900s, where the miners would live or the owners of the mine. This is a pretty decent sized house for those times. Actually, a lot of your miners, a lot of your poor miners, they probably lived in tents. But folks that maybe were managers, or they actually, were pretty involved with the running of the operation, may have lived in a place like this. So let's take a look inside this house here. Oh well, looks like there's an old card table here. So I would tell you that when you are in these ghost towns and you're just kind of poking around in these structures, you just have to be really careful. Snakes, obviously, you got to look for that, and but loose floorboards you can put your foot through easily. So I try to take extra good care. So this may have been probably like, I don't know, was it a closet or was it a bathroom or something? You can see these rooms were kind of small. Yeah. The people back in those days, they weren't as as tall as we are now. I say the average male, I think maybe the height was like 5'8" or something like that. Females are a lot smaller. So, all right, but there you are. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go poke down around what they call like the main strip area. And this town, I don't really kind of figure out what they're trying to do with it, because like I said, 7 people do live here, but I don't know if they're trying to turn this into a tourist ghost town or these folks just want to be left alone. So it's kind of like, I don't really know what they're doing, because sometimes they're kind of like what you say, open for business, where they'll have some kind of things going on. There's like a little bar area that's down there, but it seems to be closed today. And I mean, it is early in the morning, but they would like have gunfights and hangings and stuff like that, mock hangings. But it doesn't seem like that's really happening anymore. Maybe just COVID ended all that and they just never got back to it, or maybe they just want to be left alone, these folks out here. So, but there is actually mining that's actually happening right now. I can see some mining as we were driving up, there are some mines that are actually active out here. I don't really know what they're digging for right now. I don't think it's gold, but it could be something else. All right, let's take a look down at the center of town. So hang tight, we're getting there. Believe it or not, one of the original owners of this town, it was actually the mine, was this guy named Charles Stoneham, a man called Charles Stoneham. He was actually the owner of the then New York baseball Giants. Now, obviously now the San Francisco Giants. But yeah, he was the owner of the ball team, and he actually owned the mine, this town. So, still got the gallows right there. I'm going to take a walk up there and check that out if I can walk up there. Also, this town was also at one point was called Horn Silver. But obviously they changed the name to Gold Point because they found gold. I mean, why not? I didn't think they were mining horns out here. They were mining gold. People were getting rich, and others weren't. So that's a common theme. I will tell you, the old mining West is you know, they would discover gold or silver in these hills, and people would flock in, and a lot of people would make money, and some people wouldn't. But then once the gold was gone, people would leave, and then you'd have a ghost town, and this is what you get. That's all that's left, you know. It's kind of cool. So here we go. Let's just see here. So it looks like it was also called Lime Point at one point, and it was called Horn Silver, like I had mentioned, according to this plaque here. All right. So I guess they're working on their third name, but who knows? You know, they could call it something else down the line. Who knows? If they find something else. Yeah, let's just take a little bit of a walk around. So let's see what else is interesting in this town. So I mean, ghost town hunting's kind of fun. But like I said, I really have to hunt for this place. But there's ghost towns littered throughout Nevada. Some of them you really need like serious off-road vehicles, like your 4x4s and things. Some are like way up in the hills. I can't get to them in my vehicle. So what I'd like to, maybe one day I'll invest in that and get up in the hills and check out some of the stuff. But for now, I can at least get to places like this. I mean, this is amazing. Gold Point. It says population 27, but I looked it up online and it said 7. So. But I don't know. I don't see anybody walking around. But it is early Saturday morning. Who knows? Maybe that one little bar or saloon that they have back there. Maybe everybody was there last night getting party. You know, getting liquored up, I should say, partying. And they're sleeping it off right now. All right. Let's. I'm gonna walk over to the mercantile store here. Check this out. I may have mentioned this in a previous video. I think the one we're in Oatman, Arizona. If you haven't seen it, go back and check that out. It's pretty cool. But one of the things, well, actually the thing that stopped the mining in that place and also in this town here was the war was over, 1945. Well, actually, it was before the war. The government deemed that gold mining was no longer necessary for the war effort, so they stopped it. And so the mining stopped. And that's when the people, they left. That's what you got left here. Gold Point, Nevada. I'm liking it. I love this place. This is amazing. Let's see here. I haven't really noticed anybody checking me out as I walk through the streets. As mentioned previously, some people do live here. And I don't really know how they feel about us tourists or us YouTubers poking around their town. But you know what? Didn't say keep out. So, and as I was saying also, it's like, I can't really figure out what the point of this is. Are they trying to make this happen, or they just want to be left alone? I don't know. You be the judge. I mean, you can come out here yourself and check this place out. I want to say it's about 200 miles north of Las Vegas, around there. I think it was 189 miles to be exact. And it's not too far off the beaten path. So, all right, let's go check out this. I see some fire engines over here, some old classic fire engines. You want to see those? All right, let's go. Come on, check it out. check out them. Those classic fire engines. So awesome. I mean, they have a lot of cool relic stuff here. It's a really cool place. What do you think? You think you'd like to come to a place like this? Leave me some comments. Let me know if you enjoyed this video. And if you enjoyed other videos, I know if you saw my previous video, we were in Goldfield, Nevada. That was a cool place. This is actually really not that far from Goldfield. It's about 30 minutes. And I think they were like sistering towns. They would support each other. And also another place called Lida, which I did a video there several months back. You should check that out also. So that's where the water was. So they would have to freight the water back and forth from Lida to Gold Point here. So, because you need water in the desert, that's for sure. You try surviving out here without water, you're not going to last very long, that's for sure. All right, let's see what else this place has to offer. Let's just check out Gold Point in all its glory. Look at this. It is amazing. All right, let's go. Let's keep walking. Poking around. You having a good time? I'm having a good time. So, looks like they got the stairs to the Hangman's Gallows. Looks like they got it chained off, so I'm not going up there. Got to kind of respect the wishes of the towns. I don't want to upset anybody. But anyway. Cool stuff. Cool stuff. All right. So I'm just going to kind of wrap up our video. Actually, one of the owners of the property out here, he didn't really want me shooting any more videos or taking any pictures. Says it brings in the wrong crowd, and I understand his point there. So I was just trying to be respectful. He had a gun on him, so I'm not going to argue with the man, so to speak. But this is the end of Gold Point. This is the end of our video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Go back and check some other videos out. But for now, cheers from Beers and Frontiers.